Now that it's fall and you have all those beautiful pumpkins from your garden, what do you do with all the extra? And you brought your succulents in because the weather is turning cold. How about we make a combination of both the succulents, of all the different varieties that you might have, and our pumpkins for something spectacular at fall. Now, I stopped by the Dollar Tree store and I just picked up some different little things. Now, you may have things you want to use in your craft drawer or your craft room. And I'm just going to decorate the tops of my pumpkins with all these spectacular succulents and my accessories. And I am going to use a hot glue gun. Now, one thing to remember is don't break off the stem of your pumpkin. Leave it 2 to 3 inches and it will last much longer. And I'm just using my nippers and I'm cutting away at this beautiful basket full of succulents. I'm not going all the way to the soil line. I'm hoping that they will grow back. I've gotten some moss. Now, you could use sphagnum moss, you could use raphi paper, you could just use a lot of different things to make the base for your succulent pumpkins. And I just am using some green moss that I had found. Totally up to you on what you want to use. You could use tissue paper, a million different things. And of course, I'm going to use the hot glue gun. I just put a dot of glue and I'm going to go all the way around and I'm just going to hook that on because the moss wants to stay together. So it's not like I have to use a lot of glue. Now, could you use regular glue instead of a hot glue gun? You can. And in fact, the second pumpkin is all done with just regular glue. It does take longer to dry, and so you have to just keep it stable for longer. But it does work just as well. I don't want you to think that if you don't have a hot glue gun, that you can't make this, because you can. So I have it all the way around, and now we can start adding the succulents. And because the succulents hold so much water, we can just hot glue those on. And later on, when everything starts to dry up, I still have my pumpkin that I can use. And I can use the seeds. I can make pumpkin pie from it. I haven't wasted anything. And I really got to enjoy something beautiful during the fall time. Now, I like to have things at different heights. So I have my little metal love, and I'm putting a great big succulent behind it. And it still wants to move a little bit, so I'm going to have to add some other things back behind there too to hold it. And as you put more and more onto the top of your pumpkin, it will just really hold together beautifully. Just touches of hot glue. And remember, on my succulents, I didn't cut them all the way to the soil line because I want them to grow back so I can enjoy them now and later. And certain succulents will stay outside all winter long and they will be fine. But many of these would not survive the Wyoming winter, where they'll enjoy Arizona winter just fine. Now, as you can see, I started adding other things. Now on the stem, I'm going to add these little wooden birds. So you can incorporate the stem of your pumpkin into your design. And so that it looks like it's supposed to have been there. And I'm just adding more and more succulents. Now, the taller the succulent is, the harder it is to keep standing up. So you have to put things next to it, behind it, in front of it, because I don't want to poke into my pumpkins because I want them to last. So I'm just adding different things, trying to balance both sides of my pumpkin. And I'm really liking it. It's turning out pretty. Now, what else can I add to it? I found these wooden shavings, and I thought they kind of looked like flowers. So I'm just putting the hot glue, holding it for just a couple seconds, and then I'm going to actually put some little balls in the center so it looks even more like flowers. Now, I have some garland, and I'm just twisting it around my finger, and then you can shape it. if you bend the very bottom of it, that's where you can put the hot glue on so that it stays in place better. And sometimes I'll put it in spots to see if I like it. And if I do this before I hot glue it, I can move it if I want to. And so that's always really helpful. But I think I have enough stuff on the top of this pumpkin. And it looks beautiful from all the different sides, and that's important to me. And I want it to be attractive even if you were looking straight down at it too. So I just have it on one of my little tables on my patio, and it's beautiful, and I have not wasted the pumpkin at all. And that's important to me because I want to be able to make pumpkin pie from it. I want to save the seeds. And this is the one I made my mom because, as you know, she lives next door to us in the wintertime. And I thought she would just really love it. But the two different pumpkins turned out spectacular. So I hope you try this fall. And of course, I will see you in the next video, and I hope you are having a fabulous week. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with the world, and I'll see you next time.